How to find a dynamic element using the XPath.
Yes, how to find a dynamic element, or they will ask question like what are the XPath functions? Did you use any of XPath functions? Do you know how to find the element which is dynamic or changing? The properties are changing frequently. Okay. So now changing frequently means changing something. Some part of your attribute value will change, not everything. Then some part of its changing meaning is contains we can use. It contains student ID, rest of the things are changing, which is okay. So you can write using contains. We will see some other things now in the XPath functions. So we discussed about again some practicals. And in the practicals, we created the locators, the object of a by class. Return orders by dot XPath. So you will write a XPath for this return orders on a Amazon homepage. Yes, this was also discussed. So how to create these locators? We call it as locators. Now this is locator that we create. Whatever the strategy you use, ID, XPath or class name, CSS selector, anything you can create. Later on, we will write methods. Those methods will be using these locators. So now you can start practicing more and more on the locators, how to write XPath and contains. Because as a automation engineer, the first task is to write locators. First and very most important, the basic step is you should be able to find an element on a page uniquely. That is required. Later you click on it or you pass it to another method, you do it some other programming. That is next. First is you have to find that element uniquely and you should be able to write a locator. So this is very first and very important thing, and it will be the first task given to you for sure. So automation QA engineers, there is no other option. Anything you have, like even if there are already scripts written, there are maybe the locators are not working because of the code changes. You have to change the locators. Fix the errors means change the locator. Write a new script meaning is write a locator. Okay. So these locators will always be the part of coding in the automation job. And writing much more and better locator is most important. You should be able to write with any of like contains or CSS selector. You should be able to write it any of the locator. Fine. Now we will talk more about XPath functions, which is contains and starts with it. I think it is very much clear, everyone.
Yes.
Okay. So, after we have, like, suppose for a element, which is a element, let me open a Amazon page. You started writing these locators also in this format, by and locator. Did you guys start writing like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Everyone can start like this, writing like this. Okay. And okay, it became Hindi. A quick revise about what is locator and some other topics, Ayana. Let me revise. So anything automation meaning is everything will be done by the code. Agree, Ayana? Like launching the browser from that step we have to do with the code. Okay. So what was the last topic you attend? You were present. What was the last topic? I'll quickly revise.
You were showing how to write the code locators and everything, elements using XPath and
Okay.
using other locators. Yeah. To
Okay.
launch
Some
the page
days.
and yeah.
Okay, some 2 days you missed in between. So, okay, good. So now launching the URL is driver.get. Fine.
Okay.
How we close a browser? Driver.get. close.
Close.
We launch and we close. Now, when we launch, after we launch, we are on this page. Which page? Now, suppose we are launching this Amazon.in. So I'm on this page. Okay, fine. So we will launch this page, which is the page. Now, after the page is launched, what I have this page open. Now, to click on this, I have to write a locator to type something. Now I want to type something here like mobile and click on a search. So I have to write a locator to perform a action on it because the page is already launched. Now next step is to click on it. We have locators. There are 8 locators. We have ID, name, link text, partial link text, everything like blah, blah, blah. Okay, consider that we have some locators. Now ID is available. First thing we will use ID. So now I will write driver dot find element by dot ID and we will write a ID here and semicolon. Correct? Where is the semicolon?
Yeah.
At the end is the semicolon. Now I want to write this in a separate place. This I do not want to write here. What did I cut here? I'll control Z. By dot ID, this is what I want to write in a different place. So I have some options like it is a normal Java class. Link text demo code is the Java class it is. So Java class meaning is it can have variables. A class can have variables and methods. Main method is a method for a class. This can have a variable which is like integer A, B. Okay, some variables you can create. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a place where you are allowed to write variables. Now here I'll create a by object. Now this is my value and this I want to keep it in some variable. So now A is integer. So I can store only integer value in it. I cannot store different value. This is a by object. So I have to give a by class object, which is the value will be stored. So this is
Okay.
your, what is the search box it is. Okay. So I'll write search box. A variable name I'll give search box. I can give anything. Variable names are anything, text you give, some numbers you give. It's on you. So unique I'll give and I follow a naming convention. First letter small, first word, first letter small and second word, first letter capital. So search box I have given. Now this search box, I can pass it to this.
Okay.
What did I place?
So actually,
Whatever to write?
why are we writing it like this? Like, what's the advantage of writing
Yes,
it?
advantages. Now this search box will come in 5 test cases or 10 test cases. Which all test
Okay.
cases search box will come? Now, if you search positive scenario, then also you have to input something. In the negative test case also, we have to input something. We have
Okay.
hundreds of test cases where we have to input. Sometimes we will input mobile, sometimes we will input some other products and we write different test cases. Every time I do not want to write this locator by dot id by dot id by dot. I don't want to write. So I assign some value to it. In whichever test case I want to use this search box and send some keys on it. So in a first test case, I want to search with mobile. Second test case, I want to search with just a space, empty. So I will write positive, negative cases in the below methods. So
Okay, got
it
it,
is
got
to reuse. Okay. Now, what is one more advantage is tomorrow there is a code change and the locator is changed. How many places we will change this ID?
Just
Only
one
at
place.
this place. At
Yeah.
this place. Later on, we will not change. All our methods will run without a code change. Positive
Okay.
case will run without a code change. Negative case will also run without a code change. Right?
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Everyone, Rupa, Shweta, Rashmi, Rani, agree? We will not
Yes.
do a code change
Yes.
again
Yes.
and again. So if there is a change, we will change it at one place. Fine. Now, so we will later write code. For now, you just create locators in this format. Just practice. From now only, you practice writing like this. This will be used in the frameworks. Like this is how every project people will write in the organization. Nobody is going to write driver.findElement by.xpath entirely in one line, because that is not going to give us a reusability. We want reusability. We want less code to write and achieve more. Okay. We do not want so much of code and actually we are performing very small task. We want small code, less code, but we want to achieve more. So we will write or we will separate out things. So we separated this locator and methods from the locators. Fine. Now that is about for a home page. So this is told to write for a home page, Amazon homepage. What we have bestsellers, today's deals, everything. For each and every button, you can write a different locator. So locator strategies are there. You can use anything, ID you use or a name you use or XPath, anything you can use. Okay. This was. Now we will see XPath and some variations on this XPath. Okay. So what is XPath syntax? The basic XPath is relative XPath when we talk about double slash, tag name, square bracket, @ whatever is your attribute. Attribute is ID equals to value, whatever is the value. So this is the format we write XPath. This is basic XPath format. Now we will see which is very basic, which is I'll call it as relative, okay, which is not basic, relative XPath. Next is with functions, XPath with functions, which is function contains. Contains meaning is contains. If you have some text contains on that element, we are writing contains. So syntax for a contains is double slash, tag name, square bracket, @ is not available. We have to write contains and round bracket and a text and a round bracket, comma, and your text. What is a text? Suppose I want to click on this or I want to click on this, select your address. Okay, right click, inspect, select your address. I can write contain, select your address. Okay, so I'll just take the text. So it is select your address. This is what we will write. Now the next type of contains or next locators we will see. Okay. Sometimes even if this advanced, even if this function is not enough to find an element uniquely, what to do? We have to see about a parent. What is a parent? What is a sibling in the tags? Span is a tag. Okay, I'll expand little bit. I'll zoom in. Okay, you are able to see now. So now this is the span. And this is a sibling. This span is a sibling of this. Okay. Both are siblings. This div is a parent of this both span. What is a parent? What is a sibling? Getting? So if you click on this and the both tags are getting close, meaning is it is parent. If they are adjacent, like on a same line, it is siblings. And if you click on a parent, this arrow, they are getting closed, meaning is it is child of this. Now this div is the parent of this two span. This div is a sibling of this div, okay, because it is not getting closed if I have click on. Now this A, if I click on, both the divs are getting closed, meaning is this A is a parent of this two div. Okay. So sometimes the locators are not enough available, like properties are not there. Maybe ID or maybe any of the properties or maybe text is also not available. So we check for a parent property attributes and then write a XPath. Now we are able to locate this A tag with ID. Take this, Control A, copy. Control F, which is a tag @ copy paste, you are able to find it uniquely. Now under this you have a div as a child. There are 2 divs available. Okay. So you want a div which is of 2 or 1. Okay. Second div we want slash. Inside that you have a span. There are 2 spans available. Okay. Which one you want? You want first. So you are able to find it or you want it second. Select your address. So we reached it to select your address by how? Going back to parent, taking the ID from a parent and coming back down to the child. Able to understand? I'll repeat. Okay, few more examples we will see. What is the difference between quit and close? Yes, I'll explain. Okay. Yes, Pradnya, I'll take that question. Now, is this clear? Or just little bit you are able to understand? Make a
Can I
note of
explain
this.
one more time, Priya?
Yes, I'll take one more example. Few more examples we will see. Okay. For example, let us take, you make a note of this. Okay, I'll copy and give it to you. Very important. Ayana, able to understand what is parent and child? Yes.
Yeah, I understood. But then I'm having a doubt. Like, if you could find a locator in that div tag, is it enough to start from there? Like, should we go to A tag and then go to its children and then go down? Or like, can we start from div?
Okay. Yes, we can start from div also. Okay, I'm going
Okay.
2 step back. Maybe grandparent we went, but div is also fine. Like div is also having a attribute ID. So you can use this also. ID attribute is for a div. So now we are at a div. So I do not want this. I'll directly come to span and check this. Okay, div is there. Div @ID. Okay, there was double quotes, double. So now we will write span, whichever is we want, first or second. Okay. So
Okay, got it.
it's on you where you want to go, or it's on which element has the attributes which are unique. It is that way. So you go 2 level up, 1 level up, 3 levels up. It is on you. You are writing the code. So you decide, like you are the owner of writing how you write. As long as it is unique and it is short, we will prefer that. So do not need to go to very top because not required. Why to make it lengthy? First thing, if we have unique attributes, just immediate parent, we will take immediate parent or the second parent. Okay. Meaning is grandparent or like one more level up. Just we have to go back. So in this, most important is you have to understand parent child. What is a parent? If they are on a same line, they will be siblings. Okay, parent meaning is one level, it will be left aligned. And there will be arrow you can see, and which will be closing those 2 tags inside it. So it will enclose itself within it. Okay. So let us write for new releases. Okay, I'll right click and see. What is it? Is a tag. Okay, and I'm traversing back to the parent. There is a div. Okay, this is a div which is a parent and it has a ID. How did I find? Just we have to scroll little bit up. Okay, I copied the attribute and value. So I'll paste it. Now there is a. Which A I have? It is, I have to count, right? Which A? 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7 is a fashion. 8 is computers. 9, 10. Okay. Games, fitness, cars, mobiles. There are some hidden also. Okay. Which one we wanted? We wanted this new release. Okay. So where it is? Here I'll see how many I have. 31 we have. And I think it is the last one. Yes, it is the last one. No, it is. Why it is changing the page? New releases. Three, 4. Okay. So now this will be very bad type of writing the locator. If you just take 30 or 31, you're able to find it uniquely one of one. But what if there are some more A links are added? 31 will be different. So this is not very good way of writing. Instead, linked text will work. Use it. Okay. For this example, it was the best example. Okay. We tried to write with the parent and we are able to reach. Like 1 or 2 elements are there, we can take indexes 1, 2, which is fine. If there are 30, indexes are not a good idea. Let us write for this account and list. Okay. For this is a span and account and list is available. So we will check a parent. Parent is A tag is there. And with A tag, we have attributes, class, ID is also there. Consider there is no ID, we will go one level up, which is nav tools. Okay, this is what we have div. Consider this is a div with attribute. I copied, I'll paste it here. Now slash, I want to write. I can give directly double slash also. Double slash and the child exactly which we want. We want span. Okay, you can give a span. There are 26, like 16 span under this. Again, we are taking relative. Double slash means again relative. Not an immediate child I gave. I can skip one parent also within this. Now, whatever is your attribute, you can write here. Okay, let us try what attribute will work. Double slash and which has ID and this. Okay, which one is? This is a class. Okay. So let us take an, okay, we are able to find one of one. So inside this node, again, we came to span and @ this. In between, there was a tag or some parent. We just skipped it. How we were able to skip? With double slash. Okay, with A also, we can write. Let me explain one more time again. How is the structure here available? Structure is available, like the nodes are available in this format. There was a div, and inside that div, A tag is available, and inside this A, there is a, like some more A tags are there. Consider there are 2 A's. And inside that, we have one span. Okay, here also there are span. What is there? Okay, here we have span. Consider that this is how we have. Okay. For a better understanding, I'll take this as in, okay, this is a child and this is A and A are siblings and this is a child. Okay. So how we write a XPath? Double slash, meaning is it will directly point to the node. Agree? Directly it is coming to div wherever the div is and the attribute we No. What is the attribute? Nav tools is the attribute ID value. ID and value is available. What is attribute and value? This is able to find. This is able to find this entire section here. Entire section is highlighted. We can't click on entire section. Can we perform any action on this? Now we want to reach to particular element in this section. Okay. Now in this section, there is a tag, or in this section, wherever again there is a span, wherever it is. Okay. At the rate this one. So go to the span, which will have, what was our code? Okay, let me write it again. So for this span, what is a class for this span? Which is accounts and list classes. So at the rate class and navline 2. So this is what we are writing. Now, why did I give double slash again after this? There should be no space, okay? What is the problem here? Div nav tools. A colon is missing. Then we have span at the rate. Okay. It was missing is double quotes. One of one we are able to find. Here I have written double slash, because there can be again 5, 6, A tags or whatever it is. Tomorrow there will be change in the A tag also. It doesn't matter to our code. It will not impact to our code. Okay. So inside this node, again we are finding anywhere span is there, which will have a class, this value. Okay, find it. Fine. Able to understand now? What was missing here? Double quote was missed. Able to understand now? Yes?
Yes, Priya.
Yes. What is, we are understanding parent. We are understanding parent-sibling relation and then attributes. So even if there are no attributes to a particular element, we will be able to write a locator for it. Now, did you get a confidence that even if there are no attributes for that element, we will be able to track with its parents? We will catch a parent, then find the child. Okay. So instead of finding on an entire page, now it will find under this node. This span only be searched inside this node, right? Not entire page. Initially, this div is going to be found on an entire page. Then after that, this span is on that group, like inside that node only. Okay. This way we will be able to find any element locator.
If there is no class attribute, then what we have to do?
Okay. If there is no class, don't write class, only write span. Which one? Which span? 1 or 2, 2, 3, whatever you have. So then write a slash, then you write span, and whatever is you have. Okay, what is missing? Double quote is missing. So you have 4 span. So only option you remain is you have to use indexes. Which indexes to use now? 4 is not working. What was that? What is this indexes? Inside a span, there is one more span. After that, you have a, okay, it is for English, it is going to this. What we want inside a next A. So we want in a second A tag. Okay. There is only one span here. Let me close everything. What it is finding. So we are able to find. If there is no, then you don't skip the parent. Give it that also. Do it this way. Okay.
Okay.
If
Okay.
there is no class attribute, then we will write it in this fashion. Any element you can track. Okay, on a page, catch a parent. Okay, go to a parent, catch a parent, then traverse to the child. Okay, now it became a relative XPath. It is not a relative, it is absolute XPath. Like you are writing node by node by node, which is absolute path, which is okay. Sometimes if there is a element and you are not having a attributes, no option. You have to write it this way. Consider there might be another span. There might be one more span. We have to write it this way. It's okay. Okay, consider there is 4 level up. You have gone to find a attribute and then you don't have, then you are just writing span and or a or whatever is the tag. Consider this is also a perfect XPath. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. So do not worry about, okay, I'm writing so many levels up. Okay, why to do or how to find it uniquely. People will have lot many questions like, okay, there is no attribute. How to write it now? No, you don't have to worry about. Go to level 4 or 5 or anywhere, like wherever you are able to find it, unique attribute with ID or something, name or class also, you can then go down to the proper child. Okay. Take indexes help also, like 1, 2. Here the indexes are not 0. Okay. On the HTML page, there is no 0 index. It will be from 1 to. Okay. So if I give 0, there is no. There is 1 or there is 2. Okay. You can take it 1, 2, 3 like that numberings.
Priya,
Hmm?
can you show an example using contains to locate
Yeah,
the
sure.
elements?
Okay. Who is this? Ayana?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yes. Contains is the method which will check for an element with the text it contains. So contains we are using with text. Okay, good question. Actually, we need to discuss contains with ID also. Okay, let us see contains with text first and contains with ID we will see. Contains with text method and contains with ID method. Now contains with text method. What is the meaning of this contains with text? For an element which contains this text, the meaning is, now if I'm writing for returns and orders, the element which contains the text returns and orders, I can write. So how to write it programmatically? Right click, inspect, and expand it. Now and orders I have. Okay, because returns is another element and orders is the next. So I'll write with and orders. Control F, remove this, double slash. It's a span. Okay, you can take star also. Star meaning is any. You can take square bracket. Contains spelling is CONTAINS you have to take. If you miss yes, it will not work. Contain, if you write, it will not work. Many people do mistake in the interview. They write contain and they say that, I don't know why it is not working. Actually, it should work. They forget that contains yes is also required. Now, contains yes is also required. You cannot skip that. Everything in a small case. Text. In the round bracket, text. And text is also function, so round bracket we have to give. If you miss this round bracket, then also it will not work. Then a comma. Then a single quote only. Double quotes we cannot take. Only single quote. Whatever the text I copied, I'll paste it here. Control B. Now and orders was the copy. Now every time do not write by your own and orders or some text or some attributes. And this class if you are taking or any of the other element class and value you are taking, copy paste. If you write your own, you will miss dash or you will miss the space. It will not work. Always copy. always remember to copy. Do not write. Only syntax you remember, every other thing is you have to copy. Now I copied this and order, so it is in the clipboard. Okay, now I copied. Wherever I need, I will paste it. Let me write again. Simple, double slash. I'm taking star to match it with any tag. Then I'll write contains method, round bracket, text, round bracket, comma, single quote, and whatever I copied, I'll paste it here. Now I'm not going to think. I was only thinking about syntax. Later on, I will just paste. One of one we are able to get. So it is the contains method for it. Okay, it is fine. Fine, it is working. It should work. Contains is good. Now we will see contains with this ID. If there is a ID for a element, then you can write contains, like your ID value is changing again and again. Like we saw, one of the dynamic element is your student ID is dynamic. Now, every time your student ID is changing for every refresh, like every time you refresh the page, ID is changed. So that time we will write ID which contains student ID, and other text it will ignore. Contains will check for a not exact match. It contains, okay? Not everything it should have. Now, consider that we have some ID. This element I have ID. So let me write for a ID. So this has ID. What we will do, we will copy. So okay. Now we write double slash star square bracket. Then we write contains. Okay. Round bracket at the rate ID, comma, and your ID, whatever is ID. For ID, we have to write at the rate. ID is not a method to write a round bracket. Okay, just a minute, guys. Okay, no, like now we cannot use anything like that. Yes, we can use, let us try. We can use other attributes. You are saying that we will take name. Okay. I'll remove this. And for this, we'll take a name. Name is field keywords. Okay, I should copy only the name. Okay. So I'll write name. Yes, it is working. So now this is working, or this will work for attributes like name, class name, href. You can take a link href attribute. There also it will work. Okay. Yes, it is work. It will work. So whenever we have attributes like this, okay. So for a ID name, it is working.
So it is not specifically only for ID. We can use any attribute, right?
Yes. So it is attribute. I will write it as ID or name or a class name or a href. So these other attributes will also work. Okay. And there are some attributes for a element type or style. Do not take these attributes anytime. Okay, there is a for attribute. Do not take that. Style is there. Do not take that. Okay. So just this autocomplete is off. That will not help us in finding the element uniquely. Okay. Do not take that. into consideration to write a XPath or any locator.
So
Fine.
sometimes they will mention the placeholder. So we can't use the placeholder also. or
Placeholder
how we-
also no.
Okay.
No, don't
So
use.
if we have to check that, then how we can check it?
What one? What you have to check? Like which will work?
Placeholders. Yeah, placeholder. If they ask how you are checking the placeholder in the interviews, then how we have to answer them? Like what
What
we
is the
need to answer
question?
them?
How we will check a placeholder? Who will ask? Like that meaning is?
Means if in the interview, if they ask us like how you are checking the placeholder when it is in the website, then how we need to answer
Okay. So a question will be always write a locator for this element. Any
Okay.
attribute you use it, it is on you. Or they will ask, okay, write a XPath using contains method. Then whichever method you use, it is okay. Like contains you are writing with ID or contains text, it is on you. Okay. So question will be write a locator using contains method or write a XPath, write a CSS selector, or how you will write a locator. It will be generic. They will not say that, okay, take this ID and write a XPath, because that is the answer. Take this ID and write a XPath is direct answer it is. Okay. So placeholder is, there is attribute placeholder. You are talking about this placeholder as a attribute, right? There is a placeholder somewhere for a class or some elements it has.
Yeah.
Where are you talking about this or anything else? So see, if I show this, placeholder is, it's available for this, okay? Okay, there is a placeholder. Now, search amazon.in is a value. This will not be sufficient, or you cannot find a element uniquely with this. Or even if once you are able to find it uniquely, you can't say that it will work. So these we never take into consideration at all. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
We don't even consider for writing the locator. No. We only take the three things most importantly: ID, name, class name. For a tags, we can use this href. Sometimes a tags will not have ID and those things. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I have one more question.
Mhm.
So it's based on the like last class assignment. So how we can navigate back to the browser homepage if we
In
click on something and then it will move to the next page. So I want to go back to the home page again. Then how
yes, yes,
we
yeah.
do?
We can write if you are clicking on this, we can write driver dot navigate dot back. Okay, which will click on this back button on the browser. It will take back. Now, after you went back, you want to come forward. You can write driver dot navigate dot forward, which will again bring you to the next page. You were on that page, okay, which was the previous page. So back and forward are the methods